What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stochastic here on the Odd Shopper channel, coming to you with a Tuesday edition of NBA Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Goes a long way for me on this video. Goes a long way for you. That way you become a prize whenever great content is going live here at our little neck of the YouTube woods. I've had some internet issues here today, but anyway, we got ourselves 9 games on the slate for Tuesday. I'm going to talk really fast because I don't want to have it crap out or have it disappear. But anywho, producer Jacob doesn't want that either. He also wants to go to bed, which I totally understand. He is sleepy. It's so hard to talk and work in sports. No, it's not. I love betting, and I'm going to give you really good plays today, including a lock that I think is going to close with some nice CLV. Ended up on a lock of OKC minus 10, and all of the news broke our way because it kind of seemed as though it was going to work out that way, and they're the first game on the slate. That is Houston. Hopefully, can we double check in on that? Because SGA had 40 million points. Yeah, they're up 15. I need a nice, strong finish here as we are what? Oh, well, it's third quarter. I should be okay. I think I should be okay holding this ticket right now. Where is it? No, it's 121, 108, 637 in the fourth. All right, we need to finish this thing out. OKC. Anyway, 50% off Lindy 50. You guys want to jump into that Discord? Sounds great. I would love to have you there. It's $25 for your first month, $10 for your first week. That is, yeah, it's a great time to jump in because MLB, you know what time it is. Producer Jacob, let's get to the picks. And we begin our boarding walk with Houston at Indy, and we have a big, flat question mark on this entire game. Hasn't been released, and why? Well, Houston rested everybody against OKC. They started Reed Shepherd. They started Cam Whitmore. They started Jock Landale. They sat out all of the normal big guns. I think you roll out all the normal big guns now, though. Fred VanVleet should be back. Amon Thompson should be back. Alperen Sengun should be back. Tari should be back. Dylan Brooks should be back. Just another instance of teams just finagling with their injury report in order to punt against OKC. So Houston money line, you save them all up for here. Amon Thompson's 40 minutes a game. I mean, guys, Houston money line is going to be the lean this direction. I think no matter what, this spread can't be crazy. Benedict Mathurin doubtful. That's the only notable piece on the Indy side. I think you're going to have Houston be dogs here. I think that's very much possible, and I do not agree with it. Anything with a plus sign in front of it or minus 115 or better, I'm going to be on the Houston side. Toronto plus 7 at Orlando, and I just to remind people, because sometimes I forget you haven't seen this before, lean like lock. Most of you have seen this, but that feels good. But lean like lock. Lean something I'm thinking about betting, even though I could have made that a lean like on the last one because I have a feeling of where that number is going to open at. Sometimes I'm surprised, though. I was a little surprised to see Toronto with RJ Barrett healthy, with Emmanuel Quickly healthy, with Scotty Barnes healthy, and Jakob Poeltl, even on a minutes limit, enough minutes against an Orlando front court that it'll be serviceable. I'm surprised to see them getting 7. First off, Orlando plays low variance basketball, 208.5 total. You're talking about low variance games. Very tough defense, slow pace. Things can't get crazy out of hand like they can in Memphis games. Don't even want to talk about Memphis games. Even though Desmond Bane cashed he hit 3 threes. He's got 1 million points. Ended up on a threes ladder for him within that game where I'm on that under. Again, did not single game parlay those. Just have the Desmond Bane ladder individually. He's hit the first rung. That was a big one to get off the old table. But anyway, going up against Orlando for this game specifically, I'm just taking the 7 because Orlando, they can't add any more friends to the party here. And Jakob Poeltl is going to play more minutes as he goes along. We're going to still have Toronto be semi-competitive in some of these spots. So Jalen Suggs, he's out. He did end up getting that knee surgery, I believe. So he's out probably for the rest of the season. I think you're definitely looking at Toronto being the favorable side here. I'll take the 7. I want to pull the trigger here, but it feels a little thin. Milwaukee minus 5.5 going up against Atlanta. And Atlanta on a back-to-back. Oh, hot damn. They just put up crazy games, tons of pace. And yeah, that's just what we're looking at here yet again. Atlanta, Memphis. Once you know it, it shot out. 124, 113 right now. 640 left in the fourth. Yeah. What are we even doing here? But Atlanta, now on the back-to-back here, does a Kongwu Risashe, who had 27 in the early going of that one. Just going absolutely berserk. I think we see it slow down a little bit against Milwaukee because Milwaukee, they have some pieces defensively, whether you're talking about Giannis, Taurean Prince, some of the wings that they've got there, and Brook Lopez on the interior, not as good of a defender as he used to be. Again, he wasn't good. Then he got really, really good, and now he's back to just being okay again. I think this is a spot where the pace, I'm going to stay away more than likely, but the numbers say to play it under 244.5. I'll put it as a dealer's choice. You really want it? You really want it? Go ahead, but I'm going to be steering clear of the atmosphere. Not on this one. Golden State in the Garden for the TNT game going up against the New York Knickerbockers. And wouldn't you know it, the Knicks, another injury report that we really have to comb through. That knee injury was a thing for Karl-Anthony Towns, but now it's personal reasons that he's listed as questionable in the injury report. That's a really tough one to stomach because I think we get Draymond Green more than likely playing on this back-to-back as opposed to times when we think he would be resting on these back-to-backs. We have Jonathan Kuminga. Doesn't sound like he's going to come back until the weekend at the soonest. Then it'll be a fully operational Death Star. But I think we get almost all of these Golden State pieces playing on this back-to-back. They took care of business against Charlotte, as you might expect, and we cashed that under. I think they finished right at 220, so that felt good. Don't talk about the Memphis thing, Eric. But anyway, only 28 minutes for Draymond Green has me leaning towards him being in. And if it's personal reasons, Cat isn't going to be in, that's kind of a stone cold disaster for the game script that I'm looking for. But still, I think it's a little too low at 231.5. We're talking TNT. We're talking Golden State that didn't have to do much against Charlotte because, that was always going to be pretty well endowed. And now we have a great opportunity to be invested on this over in the Garden. Knicks getting much healthier, getting Anunoby, Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges, Brunson. They've been playing up in pace. And if you get Cat in, I expect this to close around 236, 235. If Cat is out, I'm probably going to be very upset because then it's right around that 230, 231 number. So either way, I think Cat's more than likely going to be in. But personal reasons, that's a tough one for me to get a gauge on. For the knee issue, well, if that's gone, I think he's better than 50-50 to play. So I'll take a stab here. And we're going to stab at this one. Cleveland and Chicago. Cleveland, yeah, Ty Jerome just doing unsustainably good things, but I love to see it. I love to see the improvement. Players are allowed to get better, and that's something that sometimes the modeling of previous seasons just doesn't give you a good gauge for. Now, Lonzo Ball's questionable. Josh Giddey's questionable. You've got already ruled out Patrick Williams and Nikola Vucevic. This is a Chicago team, though. They still have some pace contenders even off the bench. Now, Kevin Huerter, questionable, probably matters a little bit. Taylor Horton-Tucker probably jumps into the rotation along as Javon Carter, but it's not like Chicago wants to win basketball games. They're also incentivized to start tanking. That starts now. 246.5. Who are the good shooters on this team outside of the aforementioned pieces? Specifically, Kobe White, who's off the injury report somehow with that left thumb sprain. So shout out him. I think other than Cleveland just putting up 150 here, this under is a very advantageous spot. Under 246.5. I don't see the same kind of pace. Josh Giddey's been playing unbelievably good basketball here of late, but again, unsustainable stuff, especially considering Chicago is incentivized to not play well. You're incentivized to check out Shake and Bake, baby. Myself and Eitan Shander in the Lindy and Friends Discord. And once you know it, we are exclusively on Tails. Yes, down at the link below, you can sign up. Join the Lindy and Friends Discord. That is going to be where myself, Eitan Shander, and a new friend that will be joining the party here. He's a stochastic favorite. You will be jumping in here at the tail end of this week, giving you futures on a day in, well, not a day in, day out basis. That'd be ridiculous. On a monthly basis, because again, his value add is going to be gigantic for the people, and I can't wait. But you can get that all for the same price. Yes, and Lindy 50. Bang! Check out the first week, $10. First month, $25. Promo code Lindy50. Lindy and Friends Discord. Would love to see you there. Back to the picks we go. We got, 4 games left? Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell as we talk about the lock of the day. It is the Minnesota Timberwolves hosting the Philadelphia 76ers. And Philly, they're on a back-to-back. Minnesota, Island Boys, they don't play on Monday. They play Tuesday here, which is the day we're obviously covering. And then they're off on Wednesday. So pretty clean slate for them. Julius Randle is questionable, but might not even need him here in order to cover this number. Why is that? Tyrese Maxey gets hurt on Monday. I don't think this number is truly, encapsulating the upside Minnesota has on what could be the starting lineup for the Philadelphia 76ers. Because not just that, Justin Edwards started, ends up turning his ankle. You also have a number of these other pieces on Philly. Paul George, doubt he ends up playing basketball in this spot, was questionable on Monday, didn't end up playing. Don't think you want to roll him out by himself on Tuesday. Philly is going to be awful going forward. They are going to punt these games. You're going to see like Downton Abbey, Jeff Downton Jr. start for Philly in a lot of these type of spots. Jared McCain has been out for a couple of months. It is just brutal times. And they're having a top 6 protected pick there that OKC owns. They need to lose basketball games to give themselves the best chance of getting one of those top 6 picks. Otherwise, they lose it. So, Philly, they're going to punt this one more than likely. I guarantee you this number closes north of this 12. Minus 12 at Bet365. Damn good find. I'll sock it to you one more time. Get low. Minnesota minus 12. My favorite play night before, bar none. Get yourself some CLV now. Brooklyn, San Antonio, all the Brooklyn pieces back together. D'Angelo Russell is back in the lineup. Cam Thomas, Nicholas Claxton, Trendon Watford. I mean, my God, they got so healthy out of the middle of nowhere. And that kind of has me away from everything. But I think this number is kind of overcorrected. Cam Johnson over 22.5 PRA. That's also at Bet365. Damn good find. I'm not going to suck it to you one more time. It's going to be a lean for the time being. So Cam Johnson, that is going to be the main thing here. San Antonio, they're not very good with no Wembanyama, but not really anything from a prop perspective I want to get invested in. Pay attention to some of these 10-day contracts coming here and there. And Bismack Biyombo, does he stick around? Stephon Castle is questionable. That would make Keldon Johnson look better off the bench. But for right now, Cam Johnson, just a lean. I want to pull the trigger here on the Clippers so bad, but Phoenix, again, they just took on Minnesota. Minnesota trounced them in the second half. Bull's been looking better out on the floor. Bradley Beal, though, questionable. This is obviously one where if it ends up being out, that will swing the line a little bit. Not that Bradley Beal's the most important person based on what we've seen from him this year, but been playing a lot better post-All-Star break with all the pressure off. He realized, oh yeah, I have a no trade clause and wasn't going to get moved out of town at any point and started just, giddy up. But not like Josh Giddey, because that would be bad. We are very much looking at a Clippers team, though, with Bogdan Bogdanovic more than likely your starter, Norman Powell out, Derek Jones out, Ben Simmons out. But you've also got Kawhi Leonard off the injury report. That is a big deal to me. Think he'll slide in for Amir Coffey there in that starting unit. And yeah, that's all she wrote, baby. Clippers should be in good business with James Harden in and Kawhi Leonard in here in this spot. I'm going to make it a lean like for now because, again, Bradley Beal's in. I don't really want to have this be a part of the old stashings. Oh, yeah, and with Norman Powell out here, minutes decently extended for Kawhi Leonard, 25 plus. Ooh, that's going to be an interesting one. Might be a parlay ad here. Might be looking SGP season. Last game of the night, Pelicans, pretty healthy going up against the Lakers. And Pelicans side, I mean, it's just so tough considering DeJounte Murray out for the season, Herb Jones out for the season, but now perfectly healthy within this current construction. McCollum, Murphy, Williamson, Olynyk, Missy. I just want to see Zion Williamson stay healthy the rest of this season because it's obviously a lost year for New Orleans. Don't go crazy, baby. Don't forget that boy told you kick that dirt off your shoulder. As for Luka, he continues to play through this Q tag, but does Austin Reeves, who's questionable? I don't know what to make of that one. Really tough to figure out exactly how I want to go about this game, but I think the total's a little high as is. I'm just going to wait and see. Under 232 is my favorite play from it. Not even going to make it a lean like. There's going to be a ton of prop exposure at Eric Lindquist. Get my prop thread. I will see you guys there tomorrow. And the premium Discord, you're going to get everything before everybody. It's going to be beautiful times. And that does it for a spotty edition of NBA Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks here on Tuesday. 9 games up, 9 games down. Head to the comment section below. Let me know your favorite plays that exist on this slate. Producer Jacob, thank you for another one of the books. Promo code Lindy50 to join the Lindy and Friends Discord. Not just myself, Eitan Shander, and a new face to be donned at the end of the week. Until then, friends, I'm Eric Lindquist. Well, until Wednesday, that is. I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the NBA streets on Tuesday.